Mm. Hey there, welcome to Marketing Monday. Today we're going to talk about building confidence as a mediator entrepreneur. This is a challenge that I talk about a lot when neutrals give me a call and ask for help. So I've made a list of 9 sort of mindset shifts, if you will. So let's go through the 9. Let's go through my list. I don't know that it's necessarily a secret. I think a lot of us know it, but most mediators I meet are absolutely amazing at what they do. We bring people together, we help families, we help businesses, all of these people, we help them find fair solutions. That's what we do. That's what we specialize in doing all day, every day. But when it comes to running and marketing a practice, that's a little bit different for a lot of us. A lot of my clients just freeze up. And over the last 30 years, I've worked with thousands of really talented mediators who felt, I think, overwhelmed by the quote unquote entrepreneurial part of the job. So I've created these 9 points based on what I've learned watching them and helping them transform into really confident mediator entrepreneurs. And hopefully, this list will give you some ideas on how to build your own business chops without losing your authentic self, without losing your warmth or your empathetic touch that makes you such a great mediator. First on my list is a growth mindset. So realizing that you can learn anything. I'll never forget my first coaching call with Julia. She was a brilliant family mediator, but she would say to me, I'm just not good at this business stuff. And she was convinced that either you had the business gene or you didn't. But there was a turning point for Julia. She saw that every entrepreneur was at one time or another a beginner. And so she gave herself permission to learn at her own pace. And suddenly, marketing and budgeting didn't seem scary. They were just new skills that she needed to pick up and that she did, in fact, learn. It took a few months, but she redesigned her website. She started a simple marketing campaign, and she felt really proud of herself, proud of every little step that she took. So I want to encourage you that just by thinking to yourself, I can figure this out, means that you can power through tasks that maybe you used to dread. Number 2 on my list is kicking that imposter syndrome to the curb. Terry was a workplace mediator who had just a mile-long track record of resolving really tough office conflicts. But whenever we talked about promoting his services, he would say, I'm not a salesperson. The imposter syndrome really hit him hard. He thought that he'd be, I suppose, sort of found out if he tried to talk business with business people. So it helped him sort of see his own value. I asked Terry to list every successful mediation that he'd done and then gather feedback from his past clients. And I think that seeing how many organizations he had helped was real evidence of his expertise. And it made him feel more at ease telling others about his success stories because, they were legit. Number 3, getting sort of unstuck by creating really clear goals for yourself. So my client, Felicia, she was juggling 5 different marketing ideas, 6 networking events, and I don't know how many coffee meetups every month. And she was just totally frazzled, and she couldn't pinpoint what was helping her business and what was just making her tired. So we sat down on Zoom like we all do. And we set up some really simple goals for a quarterly plan. They were things like refresh her online presence, get just one speaking engagement a month, growing her community presence in just 3 top tier organizations as opposed to all of them, things like that. And breaking it all down really helped her to focus and then celebrate the mini wins that she was accomplishing along the way. And she went from feeling overwhelmed to feeling in control. And her practice grew like crazy once she funneled all that sort of scattered energy into a few very clear goals. Number 4, invest in yourself, not just in your mediation skills, but in your business skills. So Susan was a seasoned mediator who realized that she'd kind of fallen behind the digital age. And she told me one day, I just don't get this online marketing stuff. And instead of avoiding it, then we worked on helping her to take an online course in SEO and social media strategy and how to stack tech on her website and all of those kinds of things. And it was a total game changer. She discovered that she could learn these tools just like she had learned advanced mediation techniques years ago. And once she started applying what she learned, tweaking her website and experimenting with social media, her inbox started filling up with inquiries. So sometimes leveling up your business means investing time and sometimes a little bit of money into those brand new skills. So if you find that you're lacking in a particular skill set, find a class, find a consultant, and help them fill that void of information. Number 5, finding your people. Support networks. If you've had great support and you recognize it, then you know when it is severely lacking. So I had a client, Harold, and his biggest complaint was, I feel like I'm on an island. I'm running a solo mediation practice, and it can be really lonely. I think a lot of us feel that way. So we decided to connect him with a local entrepreneurs group. Even though nobody else in the group was a mediator, they understood the challenges of business management, entrepreneurship, and marketing. They understood, how sales and growth work. But we also connected Harold with another mediator as a mentor, as a buddy, a colleague, a peer. And they'd meet for coffee once a month. They'd share wins and stumbles. They'd give honest feedback on each other's ideas. And it didn't take very long, but pretty soon Harold went from feeling really isolated to feeling inspired. He had built a tribe around himself of people that really get it, right? And I think what it did was it was just wonders for his morale and his business savvy. Number 6 on my list is showcasing who you really are, your personal branding. I had a client, Sarah, who was a commercial mediator, and in person, she was warm and she was funny. She was just really engaging, but her online presence was very cold and generic. And when we looked at her online profiles and her website, with a critical eye, she kind of joked, wasn't far from the truth, but she kind of joked, I look like a robot on my website. So we revamped everything, her bio, her color scheme, her messaging, and we highlighted her ability to bring strategic empathy to high stakes disputes. And that was a phrase that really captured her style and her personality. And potential clients who saw her on her website or saw her on her LinkedIn posts, they immediately understood what made her different. And when her potential clients saw that in her, it really boosted her confidence. And I mean big time. She was all of a sudden really proud to share her page and share her posts because it finally reflected who she was in real life. Number 7 on my list is avoiding burnout. This one, I talk to a lot of people all day long, and this is a real thing for a lot of us. So my client Rebecca, she was seeing just so many couples in high conflict divorce cases that she was, at the end of the day, just emotionally drained. And of course, because she was also trying to handle all the business stuff all by herself, all the contracts, all the marketing, all the billing, she just had zero energy left. So, our first step was to carve out time for her, just her. She put it in her calendar so that she could start every morning with a little meditation and yoga. And then she ended every day with a short walk or a chat with family or a friend. And she also learned something that is difficult for a lot of us. It did take a little bit of effort, but she learned how to say no. And she would refer out cases that weren't exactly right for her, or that was going to push her around on her calendar in a way that she wasn't comfortable with. But it meant that her business grew because she was showing up refreshed and focused and genuinely happy to help her clients. Self-care is not selfish. It's fuel for the work that you do as a mediator and as an entrepreneur. Number 8 on my list is asking for help. So I had a client, John. He specialized in landlord-tenant disputes, and he was good. He was really, really good, but he wanted to fine-tune his process to stand out even more. So we set up a simple feedback system, a really short survey for clients post-mediation, plus a monthly debrief with his mediator mentor. And he realized that, tenants sometimes felt intimidated by the so-called legalese in his intake forms. And so he simplified the language. He also adopted a friendlier tone in his email follow-ups. And all of these little tweaks that we did, they went a long way in making his services much more accessible to his clients. And each time that John tried something new, he'd get real world feedback, and he would watch his business just inch forward, just bit by bit, week after week, month after month, quarter after quarter. Number 9, the last on my list, is high-fiving your wins. I see a lot of mediators work super hard, achieve something truly awesome, fantastic, like, signing their biggest client yet. And then they just move right on without so much as a pat on the back. My client Jillian was one of these people. She used to be like that, and she was really great at reaching her milestones, but she never paused to celebrate. And, that was unfortunate that she didn't give herself her due. So I suggested that she quite literally mark the big wins on a physical calendar in her office, and then treat herself to something small, an ice cream or a manicure, or, concert tickets or a nice dinner. And, she was supposed to then give herself these treats after she hit every one of these goals. And I know it sounds a little bit silly, but recognizing those achievements can be a big help. They really helped Jillian. It was a big motivational boost to help her tackle that next challenge. I think that, the more we celebrate, the more we believe we can achieve. So watching these mediators over the last 30 years, watching them learn and evolve and grow has taught me so many valuable lessons. Building confidence in your business skills is it's not about suddenly waking up fearless. It's about little steps. It's about shifting your mindset, finding support, trying new tactics, and remembering to pat yourself on the back along the way. And don't be too hard on yourself when you try something new and it doesn't quite get the results that you're looking for. You learn from it, you adapt, you evolve, you move on. If you're feeling stuck, come on, you're brilliant. You can adapt, you can learn, you can find people who will help you along that journey. Of course, you're always welcome to reach out to me and my group of amazing professionals to help you. But you can find a mentor, you can find an entrepreneurship group, you can join the Chamber of Commerce and find some peers. You can absolutely create a practice that doesn't just help other people resolve their conflicts, but that also supports you with a fulfilling career and sustainable income. Every bump in the road is just part of the story that will make you an even stronger mediator entrepreneur in the end. And I hope that you enjoy that journey. Well, that is it for Marketing Monday. I hope that this has helped you out. If you have any questions, any challenges, any requests, please feel free to reach out and ask me for help. I'm here for you. That's it. Have a great week. Be good humans. Bye-bye.